Essay series. Today you're going to learn how to write a support paragraph for your literary essay about I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and open up an internet tab. Make sure you're logged into your Gmail account and open up your Google Drive. In your drive, you should be able to find your essay that you've worked on so far. So go ahead and open that up. The next thing you're going to want to do, now that you have your essay opened up, is visit the tinyurl module, which is tinyurl.com/ELA-module2, because this contains all the notes that you're going to need to write your essay. So one thing I like to do is keep my essay open in one tab and then keep my notes open in the tab next to my essay so that it's really easy for me to switch back and forth. So on slide 6 in your literary essay module, you will see our slide where you took notes on how to write a supporting paragraph. This should look familiar to you. Hopefully this is just a review. So the very first thing that I need in my supporting paragraph is a transition phrase and a topic sentence. The purpose of this first sentence is to introduce the reader to the point that you're going to prove in the paragraph. Well, in order for me to get started, I need to choose a transition. On slide 7, you'll see some example transitions. For example, for instance, to help illustrate the point, and in the novel. A really good topic sentence is supposed to include a transition, like this one, as well as tell the reader what exactly your paragraph is going to be about. So this person is going to tell us about tone and how it develops the overall theme of identity. So if I switch back to my essay, we'll see that I am also going to address the main idea of tone, and I'm going to relate Angelou's use of tone to the development of the overall theme of race. So I really liked this transition. And now I need to explain what my first main idea is going to be about, and I need to relate it to my theme of race. Pretty simple. The next thing I need to do is find a piece of evidence that really shows how Angelou uses tone to develop her theme, which I'm arguing is race. So in the book, on page 115, I found a really great excerpt, which starts right here and ends down here. I don't want to use this entire paragraph because I'm really only interested in a small portion of that paragraph and how that small portion of the paragraph develops tone and relates to race. So in order for me not to need to include the entire paragraph, I'm going to introduce the small piece of evidence that I do want to use by just giving the reader some background information as to what was going on in this section of the novel. Alright, So now my reader has a pretty good understanding of what was going on in the chapter. Now that I've introduced my evidence, it's time for me to insert my evidence using quotations. So I'm going to pull up my piece of evidence here, and I'm going to type it exactly word for word the way that it is seen in this excerpt. Now, I've reached a point where I'm not quite done with the evidence, but I really want to skip over this middle section here about Bailey's age. So I'm going to use what's called an ellipsis, which is just a dot, dot, dot. And I'm going to pick back up with the part of the quote that I want to use. Now that my quote is done, I'm going to close it with quotations. The next thing I need to do is cite my evidence, and I need to make sure that I include the page number in parentheses. It was on page 115. I'm going to close my parentheses and put a period. The last thing that I need to do is explain my evidence by telling my reader how my quote directly supports the point that I am trying to prove. So I need to relate my quote back to the overall theme of race and explain the tone in the quote. So now I've not only explained the tone, but I've also related my quote to the overall theme of race. So be sure that you take a look at your notes as well as this example paragraph as you embark on your own adventure of creating a support paragraph. Please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck on writing your support paragraph. Thanks for listening.